Okay, so I just kind of wanted to go over the old way versus new way. So this is your new chuck, and these were the liners you used to use. How it used to work is this cap used to go into this liner completely and spin, and then that big heavy-duty spring would pop it out. And you could see your liners wear probably pretty quick or over time. You could see that little recess line in there. That's where it stopped going anymore. Your new ones, these ones work a lot better with a recess. This is that last one we sent you. You're going to be using these ones again. The reason why is they have that little shelf on there, so as this goes in, it kind of lines it up, and then it doesn't really spin. So that's a good thing for this new capping head. As far as this new chuck, we built these in-house now, and they the spring locks to that bolt and down there at the bottom. We just kind of spread open a coil and then just put it on that bolt so it stays in there. So when you do replace the liners, just kind of take a screwdriver or a pencil or something, just keep this on the center and then throw this liner on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so the liners basically, they look like that now. And I still have to use this heavy-duty spring. I tried our normal one. This is kind of our normal one for normal caps, and even tamper-resistant, which normally we don't even use much anymore. However, I still had to add this one, I think just because of the pressure we use. And we'll get into that now on the machine. So on the machine, it's a little bit different now. Kind of looks like this. Here's your new capping spindle. This guy will just go right on there, which I'll do now. So there's a little keyway right there, and you just screw it into that keyway, and then he's on there. The other thing we do these days is we flip the Z-axis, so we went ahead and put this new plate on, new Z-axis, so you're good to go there. The other thing we do is your exhaust ports are over here now, and then this way it's also better controlled, so this will be down. This one, of course, would be up if you want to control how fast that Z is going up and down. And that's about it. This guy's still the same. For pressure, I am running it pretty high. I am, a little bit over 6 bars, a little under 7, so maybe 6.5 bars there. Let's go ahead and see this guy run. I found this little tray just in a corner, so we're going to use it, and we're going to run 20 bottles here. And so, yeah, for the caps, I'm just going to do fresh caps from your bag here. And I'm just going to set them on like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll get the video back. Okay, so we got those on. Next thing is we updated the software, so it's a little different now. You got just a few more options here. So all this over here is the same. But when you open your program, it's going to not open right. So the values you had, you're going to want to re-put in there. If you need help dialing in the rows and columns, just look at the filler, and that should have your rows and column distances. I know that filler is a multi-nozzle, so basically just divide that column quantity or column distance. Divide that by how many nozzles you have, and then put that in your capper. The row distance, though, should be the same. I am running these guys at 1500. Basically, the slower the better. You could kind of think of it as that rubber's, gripping down there. And the faster you go, the more it's going to tear up that liner. The slower you go, it's going to, the plastic's going to grip and churn it. But you also want to get production out. So I'm running it at 1500. I wouldn't go much more than this with these caps. I ran it at 2000, and I had some kind of loose ones where it needed like a quarter turn still. So I just am running it at 1500. Capping delay is kind of just a number now, so that'll be something. I'm running it at 85. That seems to work real good. And then your cap up delay, I have that at 1.5, and I'm kind of running it at 1.5 seconds delaying up time. That way that spring has enough time to push out these bottles. You might not even need the spring once these bottles are filled. That might have enough weight where it just falls down, but I'm not sure, so I did add that spring. And the down distance here, so I just put this needle valve in, and you'll see it'll kind of go up a little slower. Other than that, cap down delay at 1, that's kind of where I keep it. So without talking anymore, let's go ahead and run these. So I'm going to put 20 bottles in there, 5 rows, 5 columns, that'll work. All right, let's go ahead and see this guy run. Hopefully my compressor doesn't kick on. If it does, I apologize. And you can kind of hear it really grab at the end. So that extra grab, that's actually the liner kind of, you know, grabbing. So technically that 85, I could probably drop to 80, but I would rather kind of wear the liner a little bit and and ensure my bottles are tight. Because the torque setting really has to do with, so you can see that one needed a little extra, but that torque setting really has to do with just the air pressure these days. And with yours, it's basically as max tight as we could go. And as soon as this is done, I'm going to put the phone down, and I'm going to twist some of these off with 2 hands and try twisting them in. And let's just really see what we got done here. We'll do all 20 of them. I just kind of want to make sure this is what y'all were thinking. And you can kind of fine-tune these numbers. I mean, the 1.5 you probably don't have to do anymore, because you can see it does sit there for about a half second. Technically, I could probably go back down to a second, and that would save a minute on this whole cycle almost, or 30 seconds anyway. So there's some optimization. Right now I'm just kind of running it like the best I can. The 1 second down delay, I'd keep that in, because you can kind of hear when it goes down, you'll hear that air. Once that air stops, it's at max pressure. So that's another thing to note on there. And you can see these trays. I mean, this is just one I had on a shelf for years. Luckily, it fit your bottles. It wasn't, so you can see they're kind of wobbling a little bit, but that's all right. And then this is the motor, so no more air really. The only air you're using is actually just your downforce here. So that compressor ain't gonna kick on at all. Like I have a, what is ours, like a 50 gallon or something, and it rarely kicks on. All right, so I'm gonna set this guy here. We'll go ahead and try twisting these guys. So that one I can't twist any tighter. That one I can't twist any tighter. Or that one. That one. That one, good. Because I did this before with that, at the speed of, that spindle speed at 2,000, and I had one where I could turn it at half a turn, quarter turn. And I've only ran 5, so it's not like I did this a bunch. You can see I had a bunch of caps still. Kind of like customers see what I see. Unless it's real bad, then I restart videos. Yeah, we're golden. Here, I can see if I could. You can see those ribs didn't move. Yeah. I'm gonna try doing some up here where I get a little bit more grip. Yeah, awesome. And one more. Okay, and you can see, you know, lines on the fingers trying to get them. So I think this guy's ready to go back to y'all. Please take the time, watch this video, and I thank you for watching it. If you got any questions on this video, let me know. But I think you're good to go. We'll get everything back on a pallet. Let me know if you want us to send it back. We normally use Old Dominion. FedEx kind of raised their rates on us, so Old Dominion, we're back to like $200, $300 to ship a pallet. If you get better rates, let me know, and we'll do it that way. But yeah, everything's ready to go, redialed in. Let me know if you got questions. Thank you.